David is with us. David is in Chicago. Hi, David. Welcome to the Entree Podcast. What's up?
Hey, David. How you doing today?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up in your world?
Well, we are just a little backstory. We're a small family business based around a brand that I created in 2008. It's in the golf industry. We're a kind of an interesting accessory in the golf business. And we did around about 850 gross last year and netted about 200, actually.
Wow.
And we've actually grown 200% since 2017 when we nearly crashed and burned through mistakes. And we've kind of pulled ourselves up. And it's myself, my wife, and 2 employees. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of a scrappy, unique little company in a large golf industry, and it's kind of a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But that's what we do,
Okay. How can I help?
My question is, because I'm at a stage of life now. I'm even though I feel like I'm 27, I'm actually 62, mm-hmm. and my wife has been with me, like I say, ever since. So the entrepreneurial journey is tough, and so my question really is, how can we retire from our business, and can we actually afford to retire? Or is there another way we could perhaps do something in between? Because it's not a legacy business. And so I hate to see the brand die. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't want to die doing the brand at 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hear you.
That's my dilemma when we do everything, it's 24/7.
Is there not someone in that industry that would buy it?
Actually, I've got an NDA in place with somebody that was interested, but it's one of these things where I don't know if our own personal situation financially is actually, thanks to you, debt-free in our life and debt-free in the business. Mm-hmm. And so that said, I was very late to the retirement party because I kind of put everything into my business. And sometimes when it looked like it was going to go down, it was, okay, we've got to sell this, do this, just to survive. And so,
if you had $1 million for this, you'd be okay, wouldn't you?
Do you think that's a possibility? I don't know. Is
it
$1 million
net $250 after you were paid a basic salary, or that you got paid
that's
zero?
Kind of like net. That's kind of like net, and because it's really
net of
very
what?
small, like of our gross profits. So we
okay.
Sort of
you out of the $250, you hadn't paid rent yet.
Oh no, that's everything. So we net. So we
okay.
We
Did you have you a salary in that?
Yes.
How much?
Within the gross, you mean? Out of that? No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Did you get paid before you netted $250?
No.
Okay.
No.
So at $250, you have so far been paid zero.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
We kind of
So basically,
that's pretty much it.
So the thing is probably worth somewhere between $800,000 and $1 million.
Okay. So my strategy, and I wanted your opinion on this, Dave, is if I was to keep going for another 5 years, obviously, and then grow it, I think we can grow, over the next 5 years. Okay. Obviously, it's going to be hard work. I've got no problem with that. Then, yes, I would like to sell it. However, I've got one idea. There's a vendor that we work with who I think might be a great target to buy it. Yeah. But I don't think they can afford it right now. I'd love to know your...
Who's the NDA with?
The NDA is with another company in the golf industry, but it's gone quiet now because I think, so obviously either they've completely lost interest or they're just waiting for the whole interest rate economy to sort of settle down a bit, and then we can revisit. We haven't broken off the discussion, but I haven't really pursued it because I've grown like 30% since I was talking to them. So I'm quite happy to not... move on that at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it sounds to me like, on the one hand, you're worried about how you're going to retire, but on the other hand, you want to work this 3 more years.
I'm
let's have a plan to sell it at 65.
I just wonder though, because we don't have any. I have about 120,000 in a in a 401k. We've only just really started to.
Well, if you make $250,000 a year for 3 years, you should be able to bank some money, shouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
So you'd have some money in investments. You ought to have $300,000 or $400,000 in investments at that point. And then if the thing grows and it's worth over $1 million, and you get $1 million check from some golf company that wants your accessory that you're building and selling, if you find somebody that does that, because here's the thing: if they roll this into an existing product line, they're not going to treat the purchase like a standalone business. They're going to treat the purchase like this product line is going to be X profitable, which is better for you.
Right.
If you treat this as a standalone business, we have to take your $250 right now minus what it would take to hire somebody to run this company. Instead, if I roll it up into an existing product line, like they've got 10 other golf accessories, and they add this golf accessory to it, and they can make $250,000 profit, then they're going to be willing to pay you probably $1 million on that.
Right. What do you think about my idea to perhaps go, if we kept a different route, so we actually kept part of the business and perhaps sold it over in a 5-year period to people that we like and we know, and it's a really good fit, even though they may not come up with a lump sum to start off with. Do you think that's kind of overcomplicating things and
yes,
is open to things? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you're going to spend more time screwing with that than you are selling your product, and selling your product you're really good at, David.
Right.
I mean, you've taken it from almost broke to $1 million business now.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
And I've got to give you a shout out though, because seriously, we discovered you just before COVID. Thank goodness, because I was doing so many things wrong, made so many stupid mistakes, and you slapped a lot of sense into me over the hours and hours that we've been listening to you.
Right through the microphone.
Yeah. Oh, seriously, including driving 6 hours listening to how stupid I was, and I drove my new car straight onto the used car lot and said, I want to get rid of this thing, get me. And I sold it the next day. I'm not joking. And my wife was completely in on it. And without her help, we definitely couldn't have done what we've done. And so we kind of want to have that work-life balance. And we enjoy doing what we're doing, but we just don't want to be doing it.
The sooner you want to retire, the sooner you got to sell it. But you're being pulled in two different directions. You feel like you can maximize it and get more for it if you wait 3 years, and on the other hand, you're tired of working all the time.
Right.
And so you just got to decide. You got to decide which one you want to do and embrace it. But here's an interesting thing: you will lighten up the weight of all of this once you make a decision. Okay, and so if you just write it on a whiteboard. At 64 years old, April the 1st, I'm going to put this on the market. Or whatever it is. I don't care. You come up, but you put a date certain that's just between you and God and your wife, right? And you just put that down there. Then the work between now and then is just to get more for it because you're blowing it up. It makes that work, that last run, easier because it's got a date certain that it's going to end. It's going to feel lighter.
I like that.
Yeah, and that'll give you some release. And I don't care where you put that date. It could be next year, or it can be 2 years, it could be 3 years. You decide all of that, but you and your wife need to sit down and prayerfully talk about this and say, all right, God, what do you want done with your business? Honey, what do you want to do with this business? You're tired, I'm tired, but I think if we can get that up a little more, we might get $1.5 million instead of $1 million. If we push it on a little bit, let's push. How much longer you want to push? And then the two of you can sit and talk about that. She may go, I'm done now. And you may go, well, I kind of am too. But do you really want to? Let's go one more year. You want to do a year? Okay, let's do a year. I don't care, but you talk about it like that, and then you can find the energy to make that last push through, and it's all just for maximization of this. The good news is the golfing world is exploding. Oh man, if one sport got the benefit of the Fauci pandemic, it was golf. It's blowing up big time.